Most critics ignored 2112 or treated Rush, I think, very, very negatively. I mean, what do critics hate? Generally, they hate heavy metal and they hate progressive music.
I would say probably most of the reviews were bad. I don't know if it was discouraging to read bad press. I mean, after a while, it's like, oh, yeah, whatever. Usually it's critics back then, particularly, just trying to be cool and hip. So they would, write all sorts of things.
What you own is your own kingdom. What you do is your own glory. What you love is your own power. What you live is your own story. In your head is the answer. Let it guide you along. Let your heart be the anchor and the beat of your soul.
Geddy's soaring voice is described in some rather unkind ways.
A hamster in overdrive.
The dead howling in Hades.
Mickey Mouse on helium.
Strangling a hamster.
A cat being chased out the door with a blowtorch up its ass.
There was constant insults hurled that way, but it was never like that with the audiences.
We found that we had a growing audience that didn't care about any of that press stuff, that they were into the band and they liked what we were trying to do, and we were a little more thoughtful about the way we wrote music and certainly how we wrote lyrics and how we put it all together. And I'd rather read fan reviews than some guy who always hated us and didn't stay for half the show.
Critically, we were designated terminally unhip, and that prevents you from getting mainstream press. Our songs were too long to go on mainstream radio. So what the hell are we?
Every once in a while you have an artist that is very sophisticated, but somehow in their sophistication they don't alienate the common person. They're really a people's band, and the great hole in their career has been that they've never been truly accepted by the intelligentsia. But with a band like Rush, you can't say, well, they can't play, they can't sing. So what was it? Well, they're nerdy, or they just don't fit in a neat box.
The one constant with Rush throughout the decades is that it has been difficult to fit them into any kind of definition. Their music was hard rock, but at the same time it was orchestral. The melodies were simple, but at the same time complex. Nobody could ever really put their finger on exactly what they were. I think the fashion that was associated with it defied definition as well.
We were never very good at the whole fashion image thing. Let's face it, we didn't have a clue. We desperately just wanted to wear jeans and t-shirts, but were raised in a period that said that's not okay. So we looked for some way of standing out in the crowd. I remember we were in San Francisco and we're staying in the Japanese part of town. So we found all these kind of kimonos and robes. We said, hey, why don't we try these? So that began the period of the absurdly prophetic robes.